Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie, Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
So, this is a convincing video. This is our convincing my bestie to read. This is where we convince the other to read in a trope they typically wouldn't pick for themselves. So, it's Mandy's turn to convince me, and I think I figured it out.
Yes, you're lucky I'm not following through on my threat of rom-coms.
Thank you. I appreciate
Not
that.
that there's anything wrong with rom-coms, just if you know Jessica, you know she doesn't like rom-coms.
Yes. Yeah. So,
which, we'll see.
Yeah.
Someday we might do that again.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so we're going to do football recs. It's fall. This is the perfect time for football recs, and I love football.
Yeah, she
I love
does.
to watch it. I like to read about it.
We're going to one because I can't let everybody have fun without me, even though I don't really care about football, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We got a game.
I'm very excited. It'll be fun to go to the football game.
Well, if we're awake for it, yes. It's the day we fly home from Vegas, so yeah.
Yeah, we fly home from Vegas and go straight to the football game, but it's going to be fantastic.
Yes, so, okay.
And then I have to go to work the next day.
I have a meeting with an author the next morning at 8 a.m., but no. Yeah.
Still not the same as actually physically having to get up and be at work.
No, but we have family in town too. So we'll be staying in Seattle an extra night while you go home. Yeah.
Well, lucky you.
Lucky us. Yep. Okay. Anyway.
We digress. Let's jump right in.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. I should have found football rom-coms. Just kidding. None of these are football rom-coms. Okay. Our first one is Enemies by Tijan.
Mm-hmm.
So this is about Stone and Dusty. And Dusty is a girl's name, just so there's no confusion. I guess Dusty is actually like not that uncommon for a girl, but I had never heard it, but apparently it is out there. So Dusty and Stone were friends when they were little, and now Dusty has hated Stone ever since 6th grade. And their parents, her dad worked for his dad, and his dad fired her dad, and her mom passed away, and like all these horrible like things kept happening to Dusty while Stone's life just kept on looking like it was like, getting better and better, like with his football career and things like that. And they end up in the same town going to college, and at this time Stone is now like the newest up and coming football star that everyone in the country is talking about him. And another tragic situation happens to Dusty, and Stone is the one that's there to try it and pick up the pieces, but she still does not like him at all.
Okay.
At all. And she's really had kind of a hard time. Okay. I just love the cover. Okay. Next. All my flags are like all over the place. Okay, this is Someone You Love by Kristen Granada.
Mm-hmm.
And this is about Charlie and Bryce. So Charlie's mom passed away from cancer recently, and she had a bucket list of things that she wanted to do. And so Charlie decides that she is going to complete the bucket list her and her mom had been working on together. And so she goes to stay at this coastal inn, like kind of like a bed and breakfast type inn, for the summer as part of her, list of things to do. And when she gets there, she finds out the room she had booked there was like a windstorm or something. And so the room is unavailable for a few days. So she is going to be sharing a room in like the outside like house where Bryce lives. And Bryce is a grumpy man who walks with like a little bit of a limp and sometimes uses a cane because he was a professional football player and he got injured. So this is like after kind of football career here. Mm-hmm. So he got injured, and basically everyone who he thought was important to him basically just kind of disappeared out of his life once he wasn't this like pro football player. So he's living with his aunt at the inn and helping her take care of things. And so Charlie is now going to be like one of his roommates for temporary until they can get her room fixed. And so they have separate bedrooms and all of that. And then he starts to help her work on some of her bucket list items. But he's still really struggling with who he is as a person since this injury.
Okay.
Okay. Making my way through my books here. Next, I have The One I Want by Shel Sloan. And this is about Betsy and Wes. So Wes comes home one day to find his wife has a whole bunch of suitcases at the front door. And Wes is a professional football player, so he's coming home from work and he's like, "What's going on? What are you going on a vacation? Are you taking the kids somewhere? What's happening?" And she's like, "Nope, I'm leaving you. You can keep the kids. Goodbye." And their kids are like not they're still young kids. Okay? And
Mm-hmm.
she just leaves and moves clear across the country. So he needs to figure out what he's going to do now because he's still a professional football player and he can't exactly take the kids with him to school. And he decides to move back to where his parents live. And his parents recently have a new tenant in their rental house, Betsy. And Betsy is in need of a job. So Betsy is going to be his nanny.
Okay. Okay.
I loved this
Okay.
one. I loved a lot. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to give you like a variety of tropes inside the football world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is Secret Love by Willow Astor. And this has like kind of like found family, it's small town, there's some age gap and a little bit of forbidden love. So True is new to town when she meets Henley at the grocery store, and there's like some instant attraction chemistry between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then she is trying to get a job at the local school. She's new to town because her family has always moved around and she just wants to find somewhere to like settle down basically. So she's hoping to be a sub and then maybe, get a long-term sub position or permanent place at the school. And she ends up replacing a teacher, and so it's like her first or second day in this classroom
Mm-hmm.
when Henley walks in and basically starts yelling at her about how she's treating his daughter. And then, much to his embarrassment, he finds out that she's the replacement teacher, not the actual teacher, because the teacher had been fired because lots of parents were not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And she is desperate to keep this job and she doesn't want anything to go awry. So she does not want to be involved with like this super famous professional football player whose kid is in her class. But there is some chemistry between the two of them.
Okay.
Hence the title, Secret Love.
Okay.
All right. Then I have for you The Way We Dance. Now, you might like this one a little bit because it has some darker elements to it and there's a stalking situation, but not between our two main characters. So sorry if that disappointed you.
Dang it.
This is The Way We Dance by Katie Ray. And we have Tyson. He's the tight end and he is really struggling in his professional football career. And he has a brother. Him and his brother grew up in a pretty horrific situation. And so it's just been kind of the two of them. And he basically got out because he got out on football and went to college and became a professional football player. And his brother, who he's really tried hard to help over the years, has chosen to lead like a not so great life and is involved in drug dealing and things like that. And so he has this really hard time of separating himself from his brother because his brother's a really bad influence, to the fact that this is like his brother and they
Mm-hmm.
were in this situation together. So it's hard for him. And we have Giselle, who is like the classic prima ballerina. Like even the way she doesn't like talk with contractions, like she's very kind of snooty, but she's not trying to be. It's just how she was raised. And she is starting her own ballet studio. And she lives in the same apartment complex as Tyson's coach. And he ends up the coach ends up saying, "Hey, I'm going to send you one of my football players." And she's like, "Okay, I'll do private lessons, with them." And so can you imagine, Tyson, professional football player, is not happy about this at all. But he goes because his coach tells him he has to. And so she tries to work with him and he's like, "You're just like this uppity ballerina, da 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 da." And then he starts to get protective of her because somebody's been bothering her and harassing her. And so he starts following her home to make sure she gets home safe.
Okay.
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 And then the last one I have for you is Tempting the Tight End by Lisa Suzanne. So like no football rec videos, complete without a Lisa Suzanne book in there. This is her latest book, and this is number 3 in the Nash Brothers, but they can be read as standalones. This also has audio by Tom Thor and Kelsey Navarro Foster, and I know that you like Tom Thor just as much as I do. So we have Asher and Desiree who meet at a Vegas Aces charity ball, and Desiree knows who Asher is because he is a famous tight end. And he's also kind of the bad boy of football. Like he has not a great reputation. He was suspended for a while. He is party guy, that sort of thing. And Asher has no idea that Desiree is the new coach's daughter. And they end up hooking up. And the next day, she has to leave, and so he believes that she ghosted him. He thinks she's like just abandoned, like just left and was like, one night stand, good day type thing. And that's not what happened, but they both think this is what happened between the two of them. And they end up running into each other at another event in Vegas and decide, well, maybe we'll like hook up again type thing. But because he's trying to repair his reputation, excuse me, the coach, her dad, is like the coach who's kind of believing in him, getting him back in a positive light. And Asher's dad is just awful, 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 awful. And so he doesn't want to betray the coach by being with his daughter. So he breaks things up pretty abruptly and with her, and she's not really happy about it because like you're a grown man and you're afraid of my dad type situation. But we really understand where he's coming from in the story. And then something else happens and them not being together is gonna be difficult. Okay. That should be 6 football recs.
That is 6 football recs.
Do you want more?
No.
Because I could keep going.
No, that's okay. I have got plenty here to choose from. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go with The One I Want by Shell or Shelley Sloan. I haven't read anything by her. It is Shell? Okay. I haven't read anything by her. So I'm gonna go with that one.
That's good. They're all good.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Well, we will be back to find out how you liked it. All right, Jessica, how did you like it?
I liked it. I love a good nanny trope. And we have it in this one. You have the football player. The single dad does something for me. So it was a great little palate cleanser. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it. There was a scene though at the beginning of it where he's taking his kids trick-or-treating. And he's like, okay, so what are the rules, right? And he's got 3 kids. So that they might not. So the one kid's like, say please and thank you. And I can't remember what the other one's rule was. And then the third kid goes, leave no house behind. And I was like, that is my kid. That is me when we go trick-or-treating. I'm like, please and thank you. And we get all the houses. No candy gets left behind. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh gosh, Jessica.
I'm the same way with like the Easter egg hunts when the kids were little. I'm like, you leave the candy on the field. You get the eggs with the good stuff. I'm a little competitive. My poor kids. Anyhow, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Oops, sorry, I kicked my camera there.
Wasn't it a little like crazy when he comes home and she's like got all her suitcases? I mean, that's how the book opens, basically. He's walking in the door and he's like, why are all these suitcases? And she's like, I'm leaving. And she just leaves him with the kids.
As a mom, I have a very hard time understanding how someone can just walk away from their kids.
It is not that uncommon.
I know, but I don't understand. No.
I mean, people think it's always like dads, but it's really not that uncommon.
No. I mean, they drive me nuts, but I do love them. So, couldn't walk away from them. So, all right. So that was it. That was football.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
I should have picked something torturous to
I
get you
know.
back.
I know, because I get this. It's kind of not fair. You get tortured quite a bit with these recs.
I know,
with
and
these
you just get
things.
fun palette cleansers.
I know, but when the people are asking for things like Alien or Omegaverse, I'm the one that reads it, which means that you're the one that gets tortured with it. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't think
Yeah.
we've ever done a one where I have given you stuff where you just, I know you don't like rom-com, so that's probably the only one where you truly were like, oh.
Brother's best friend.
Yeah, but I think you even enjoyed the one that you read, though.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. Wasn't the thing
I can't say that about all the stuff you forced me to read.
No, you can't. I'm so sorry. Makes for good entertainment, though.
Okay.
Sorry. So sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification button, and make sure to check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us. And let us know what your thoughts are on football recs, and if you have any suggestions for future convincing my bestie and you to read, let us know in the comments as well.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.